Gale Force Winds had the privilege to be in conversation with sailors on board HMCS Harry DeWolf while they were deployed in the Caribbean. And welcome to another wonderful edition of Gale Force Winds, the Force-8-Home-Towners edition, right here on board HMCS Harry DeWolf off the coast of the Turks and Caicos in the beautiful Caribbean Sea, talking to sailors of the Canadian Navy, and what a pleasure it is. Well, there's some people that really lean into things. They help you out when you need help. And one of those sailors is one that we're about to interview. Jerry and I arrived on board this ship cold, where we had to go, what we had to do, and our next guest took us through the ship, took care of us right from the very beginning. It wasn't easy getting on board, but as soon as we got on board, we knew we were in good hands. So it gives us great pleasure to have a conversation with our next guest. Jill, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi there. Thank you, Alan, for receiving me today. My name is Jill Marcoux. I'm a Lieutenant Navy. I work for the Public Affairs domain. So I've been in the military for 15 years now. I'm kind of novice within the Navy. I just joined the Navy 6 years ago as a PAO. My old career, I used to be medic. So I've been a medic with the Army for 10 years. And then I was looking for other challenges. Then for some reason I ended up being in the Navy. I'm from Quebec City. City, and I always been posted in the area. For some reason I was lucky and I got posted out, and I enjoy my trade now.
Wow, Alan, sorry. Everyone talks about a COVID pivot. You did it how many years ago? 8, something like that?
6 years ago, yeah.
6, switched. That's a big pivot, what you did.
So, Jill, Quebec City, beautiful part of our country, beautiful city, wonderful people there. Tell me what your big motivators and influencers were growing up. What was life like in Quebec City for you?
But to be honest, I joined the military 15 years ago. I was a student in Ontario. So I was a paramedic student, and like my previous friend that came here within the Gale Force Wind interview, they told you about the recruiting. At that time, it was in 2007, was very, very intense on recruiting young folks for Afghanistan. So they were very intensive to go into classrooms to get students to enroll, and I guess I was at the good spot at the good time. The opportunity was okay for me. So it's not about Quebec City. I think it's about timings.
Right.
This is where I see it. Je vais continuer en français en disant que je suis de Québec, j'ai toujours été à Québec, je travaille pour un quartier général à Québec aussi. C'est important pour moi de rester dans ma région parce que je suis francophone, puis j'ai réussi à parler en anglais, donc ça aide un petit peu à certains niveaux dans mon travail. Mais je suis aussi contente de déployer un peu partout dans le monde avec la réserve, dans le fond. Puis, that's pretty much it.
Jill, is this your first big deployment with the Navy?
It's my first real deployment on a ship. I've worked on many other deployments on behalf of the Navy, but it was a national domestic deployment, right, such as a laser for the floods around the country. But now it's my first one, and I'm very, very happy, and I'm proud because the Harry DeWolf class is a brand new class of ship, and within the Navy it's one of the most brand new trending thing to be on, and I know people are battling to get into this crew, and when the offer got up on my desk, I couldn't say no.
Of course. Who could say no to doing this trip? Tell me this, Jill, how did it feel when you slipped the lines and you knew that you were going on a big deployment and you were going to be gone for a while? How did you feel in the moment?
But I didn't know if I would have to be seasick. So this was the most important thing I was thinking about. Am I a real sailor? Am I going to be able to sail? And I guess I was lucky because I'm not at all seasick and I enjoy it. When I stepped on that ship, people were taking charge of me, making sure I knew what it was about. And I had to know the ship well. This characteristic, his crew, his command, all the command's biography, and we talk about the learning curve there.
Yeah.
My learning curve was that high.
You were drinking from a fire hose, is the expression that they use. What do you think of that, Jill? Or Jerry?
I'm Jerry, she's Jill.
Thanks, Jerry.
You can tell my buddy's a little tired. Jill, you have a background in the Naval Reserve. Alan and I, both of us, have roots in the Naval Reserve. Tell us a little bit about that career and what you do there.
My current job is I'm a public affairs officer and I work at the Naval Reserve headquarters that's located in Quebec City. And my job is to make sure that we have 24 different naval divisions within the country. It's a lot of people, a lot of units, and my job is to work on that, make sure that ils ont tout ce qu'ils ont besoin pour travailler au niveau des affaires publiques. Donc, c'est aussi toutes les communications internes, externes. On aide le commandement. Partout dans le Canada, il y a différents besoins culturels, besoins d'activités culturelles. Ce qui se passe dans l'Ouest, c'est pas pareil de ce qui se passe au Québec. Donc, les activités, on doit travailler fort au niveau du recrutement, s'assurer qu'on est à l'extérieur dans la communauté. Donc, on aide beaucoup avec les plans d'affaires publiques à ce niveau-là. Les médias sociaux aussi, c'est très tendance. Puis je travaille pour le quartier général aussi. Donc je travaille pour le commandement du quartier général. So a lot of hats, a lot of work, and I'm not by myself. I have a team. We are 4 of us right there, and I've been working for Naval Reserve HQ since 2018.
I mean, Jill, it's unbelievable, right? 24 Naval Reserve divisions spread across our country throughout all the communities of Canada, each with their own different personalities and their own cultural influences and the like. Managing that has to be tremendously complex, for sure.
But I would say they are autonomous by themselves, and they all have a good commanding team. They have naval on that ship. I think right now we have 15 naval reservists. So they
This
are
ship?
Yeah. So they are very implicated in either sailing aboard other ship or within their unit. So. As you recall your past, I'm pretty sure you know how it works within the Naval Reserve. People can apply to deploy, can apply for a task. So I am proud of all the Naval Reserve divisions.
Sorry, I just want to say what's interesting about your role is 1 minute you're working in Ottawa, another minute you're here, so you really know what it's like to be at sea.
Well, now I can tell that I've been on a ship, and the class Harry DeWolf is a very, very a good opportunity for me to know what's going on and to be trendy within the time. So the new innovation that Royal Canadian Navy has created the past few years to know about the culture. I always thought that the best way to know what you're talking about as a spokesperson is to be on the ground. So I'm on the ground with the sailor on a brand new class of ship with a wonderful command. I couldn't ask for best.
Jill, I mean, I can tell, I can feel the excitement in your voice about everything you do. In the Navy now for 6 years, first big deployment, but you've been involved a lot more. What's your favorite part about being in the Navy? Or the Canadian Armed Forces holistically, because let's not forget you were the medic before.
I would say the opportunity to work either with the Army on land, and now I'm working with the Navy at sea. And I'm just missing the Air Force, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. But I had a very, je vais le dire en français, j'ai eu une carrière très diversifiée. J'ai eu la chance de voir différentes cultures militaires avec différents backgrounds. Puis ça va faire de moi quelqu'un qui a touché un petit peu à tout. Donc ce que j'aime le plus de ça, c'est la diversité de mon travail et de ma carrière.
Well, Jerry, what do you think of that? Thoughts?
Well, you know, it's the role that you are performing is incredibly important. The Navy is doing some amazing things, and that's what we're trying to help out with. But it would not be able to be done today on the ship without the support that you have given us. And I look forward to seeing what you do in the future with the rest of your career, Jill. You're a pleasure to be on board with.
Thank you very much, Harry.
Jill, anything you'd like to say to the folks back home?
Moi, je vais le dire en français. Je voulais saluer ma mère, mes amis qui sont à Québec. Je suis pas partie très très longtemps, mais je m'ennuie. Puis à chaque fois que je pars, je m'ennuie beaucoup. Puis je voulais surtout terminer en donnant un gros bisou à mon fils Hendrix. Maman s'ennuie, puis je pense à toi.
Très bien. Well, what another wonderful edition of Gale Force Winds, Force 8 Hometown Edition, right here on board HMCS Harry DeWolf off the coast of the Turks and Caicos. And what a pleasure it was to be in conversation with Jill. I can tell you this, the world needs more Harry DeWolf and Canada needs more Jill Marcoux. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Alain.
Merci.